The CFA difference? Why are we better? Well, we care more. It's our attention to detail. The CFA player curriculum is closely modeled after the National Football Academies. Founded by Darren Slack, a great man and a tremendous coach, Darren and our staff, we were the first ones to ever introduce self-correction and informed feel to players and coaches across the U.S. It's been very, very successful, and we've now duplicated that here in Canada. You see, for an athlete to play with really authentic confidence, he's got to master his craft. He's got to know it. That starts with the foundation of fundamentals, biomechanics. Let me show you an example of our quarterback development and how we take an athlete's throwing motion and break that down biomechanically speaking to help him have a quicker release, more accuracy, more power. Have a look.
Again, Talon, you remember that first thing we focus on is our pre-pass. Then we're focused on the drive component. We're accelerating our weight out towards our target. And here's the big one you've got to continue to work on, the separation. Again, we define separation as when that lead hand comes off the ball, and we should separate right before that lead foot hits the ground, all the way through the transition, the turn, the elevating the elbow over the shoulder, into the extension phase, and then in the finish phase. Talon, looking at your pre-pass, you've improved a lot. Still see a little bit of lean here. Want to try and avoid that. Next thing I see here is still your wrist. See how the nose of the ball here is down? Here in a few minutes, I'm going to compare you to one of our NFA models so you can get a good visual of what it looks like. We want to make sure that we're not breaking that wrist, but keeping that wrist locked or loaded, as we say. Next thing is our transition. You've got a pretty good L right here. But see how the nose of that ball is now facing the camera? That's a little bit of an issue. We definitely have to correct that. Let's go ahead and talk about that wrist correction. Let's compare you to that model now. Talon, you're continuing to improve. One area of concern that we really do need to hone in on is your wrist, though. If you look carefully here, you can see your wrist is curling. Comparing here to Coach Slack, see how his ball is towards the camera right now and yours is pointed down? Now as we roll out, see how Coach Slack's ball is completely away and yours is down? That's something we got to work on. The other thing is your separation timing and ultimately your speed of release. We've got you and Coach Slack, our NFA model here, queued up. We define the speed of release as beginning at the point you separate. Again, separation is where you take that lead hand off the ball or move the ball. You can see Coach Slack separated, you separated. He's already through, and you're still behind the ear. Separation, as we've explained, will help that out quite a bit.